Twitch really is channeling its inner chew toy at the moment, as yet more major advertisers are pulling out of the platform. This is now the continuation of a long-rolling adpocalypse that has been hitting Twitch for quite some time, with there having been previous reports from some content creators that they have seen a 90% drop in their advertisement revenue. Yeah, it is not looking good for Twitch, and Twitch itself has been kind of desperately trying to catch up to all of the shit that's been landing on their faces for the last few weeks and months now, and largely unsuccessfully it seems, as the article mentions here. There appears to now be another wave of major advertisers pulling themselves off Twitch. Now, this is according to sources familiar with the companies, so take it with a pinch of salt, of course, but there are some interesting little mentions here. So, Hasan Piker is, of course, mentioned, obviously. Described himself as an advocate for Palestinian emancipation. But also a fervent combator of antisemitism. I don't know about that, Hasan. That's a pretty tough sell. Because, see, here's the big difference. The reason why the adpocalypse on Twitch is gaining so much traction is because when you try to cancel YouTube, for example, like YouTube has been through like 4 or 5 adpocalypses at this point, what they've usually got is something like one video. It's like, oh, terrorist content proliferates on YouTube, and they show you like one clip 5 seconds long from a channel with 5 subscribers, literally ISIS, that is removed 3 minutes later by the automated bots. Like, okay, it's not particularly severe, really. Or they show you a clip of PewDiePie dropping a certain word for 5 seconds, one that PewDiePie then swiftly apologized for thereafter. It's kind of difficult to make the hate speech, anti-Semitism, allegations really stick against YouTube's, and so they are alleged instances of hate speech, blah, blah, blah. But with Twitch, there's nothing alleged about it. They've got hours of Hasan content to go through. A creator still on the platform despite having been temporarily banned like what, 6 times at this point? The America deserved 9/11 nonsense, the having an actual Houthi pirate on, etc, etc, etc. See, that's the difference. Again, against YouTube, it's allegations. Against Twitch, it's on their front page. Drawing 300,000 viewers during the presidential elections. Not to mention, there was a mention here about, there we go, yeah, Chevron. Chevron's another company that might be pulling their advertisement full stop from Twitch, because they were one of the brands in the back of a Twitch panel where they were ranking Twitch personalities based on how Arab-friendly they were. Twitch streamers ranked others by how Arab-friendly they felt they are, with the lowest being Love Sabra, a reference to the hummus brand once owned by an Israeli company. So, the unspoken word there is pretty clear. Arab good, Israeli bad. I can imagine why Chevron might look at that and go, I don't know if that's really brand safe right there. And I love this too. Relied on conference organizers to exercise stringent oversight of presentation and content, and we are disappointed that such divisive rhetoric was allowed on stage. See, this is the reason why this has been allowed to go unchecked for so long as it has, because these brands advertising on Twitch, they don't know what Twitch is. They don't watch these live streams. They don't give a shit. They are literally told by a marketing assistant, like, okay, hey, what's popular right now, Mr. Marketing Assistant person? And he goes, oh, Twitch, politics, gaming, ow. And the suits go like, okay, advertise on that. What's their prices? A couple $100,000? Oh, that's pretty cheap. That's a fraction of our daily operating cost. Buy it. And that's kind of it. That's how they do it. They don't check it. They don't do this because they're interested. They do it because they know there's eyeballs there, and that's it. That's all these companies care about. 1, brand damage, which is becoming more and more of a problem, and eyeballs. There's also, oh god, this entire article has a lot of interesting things. There was also, of course, the all Israeli accounts being blocked for a year. See, again, the accusation of anti-Semitism stick a lot better against Twitch than YouTube, as yes, they did indeed suspend Twitch account registrations from Israel and Palestine, to be fair, for quite some time. Now, Twitch themselves claim, as they say here, debunked, that this wasn't actually intentional. Israeli, year-long ban, Twitch publicly enables sign-up from Israel IP addresses. So why was this fake news? Why wasn't there actually... Why were they not banning Israelis? Well, Twitch added that it had inadvertently forgotten to re-enable email signups. Whoopsie. Whoopsie poopsie. We're sorry, we forgot about you, Israel. That's pretty good, actually. Because, hey, okay, they had a good reason to begin with. During the terrorist attacks, they figured like, okay, let's stop all new signups because we have no idea who's doing it and we can't, follow all of them. There might be a dude signing up to Twitch literally with the intent of walking house to house with an AK shooting civilians. That's probably something we would like to avoid here on Twitch, so we are just going to ban all signups from these two areas. Makes sense. But to then have accidentally whoopsie poopsie forgotten to turn it back on again. Yeah, I don't know, Twitch. That sounds like a rather thin excuse to me, honestly. And Twitch themselves, of course, they know this. They recently added a hate speech turn, Zionists. Basically just in an effort to go like, okay, if you say the naughty word, we're gonna take you down. This is our new filter now. We're trying to crack down on you shits that keep saying all of this insane nonsense, and please stop or we will slap you. And even then, it's a temporary suspension at worst, isn't it? They did also mention that, despite a few people saying nasty things, they're actually completely against anti-Semitism. Yeah, the problem is so many of your content creators aren't, that's the issue. And to make things worse, of course, Comcast, Disney, and IBM are among advertisers returning to X after ad freeze. So this happened quite a while ago, basically after the election started going the way of the Trumpalophagus. It became apparent to the advertisers that the left was no longer in control. They could no longer dictate to them what they could and should not do with the threat of boycotts and public reprisals. They were losing their influence. Meanwhile, alternative influencers and the right was on the growth path. Therefore, they are now moving back to X. It is that simple. Like, most of these advertisers don't actually give a shit. They don't care about any of this. There's some of their employees do, and that absolutely forces within these companies that do. Many of them are in fact rotten with activists to the very core. But the company, as a larger entity, doesn't give a shit about diversity, equity. It doesn't give a shit about the right or X or anything either. It simply wants to put their stuff in front of as many eyeballs in as neutral and preferably as positive a way as possible. And currently, the only real options have been YouTube, which is the unassailable advertising giant due to its connection to Google, so they can't really pull away from that for any extended period of time. They'll return usually within weeks, if even that. And then there was Twitch, which has appeared to be a relatively solid platform for them. It has had all of their political talking points. They have been told that going along with DEI, wokeism, and leftism in general is an advantageous position for them to hold. They are being told that people want their corporations to be more socially responsible, and all of that nonsense. And the corporations in the end simply shrug and go with whatever their PR department tells them. But, again, it's getting awfully hot over on Twitch, and with X now having defined itself as one of the biggest advertisers with the most eyeballs, and it no longer having the negative reputation that it once had, artificially created more so than anything else, well, the choice really is rather simple. A dying platform like Twitch, where you are going to be handily and easily provably accused of associating your brand with anti-Semitism, or X, where Now, you're just on a post that scrolls by for 5 seconds, and if anyone would just calm down and think about this reasonably, they would understand that that is not an endorsement of anything, etc. The choice is pretty clear, frankly, as the advertisers are constantly fighting now a retarded and constantly losing optics battle as well. Advertisers really just need to return to the firm standpoint of, yeah, no, we're just gonna run adverts where the eyeballs are, that's pretty much it. Same as Visa, basically. We don't care who's using our payment processor, that's utterly irrelevant to us. We are simply the providers of a service. The same should be true of advertisement. If an ad appears on a thing, that does not mean an endorsement of the thing, it simply means that somebody paid a few dollars to place it there. Or cents, more likely, considering what we get paid for advertisements. But of course, all of this has become political now, and that is in large part, the company's fault. Because they themselves decided, hey, it would be a really great move for our brand if we were viewed as a socially cognizant company, progressive, and hip with the kids. Yeah. The only problem is, you're a multi-billion-dollar super entity that cannot keep up with time, no matter how many, supposedly, young hip people you hire to do just that. You will always be behind the curve, simply due to sheer mass and corporate inertia. Therefore, trying to stay with the current thing is a permanently losing battle that will eventually end you in a Bud Light situation. It is far better if all of these companies would simply just realize that and start treating advertisements as what it is, a brain-dead attempt to try to get you to purchase something, rather than some sort of political endorsement. But hey, so long as that is the reality, I am more than happy to wield that stick against the advertisers. So yeah, do pull out of Twitch, please kill the entire platform, because frankly, it's not serving anybody any good right now. It's not even serving as a good competitor to YouTube. That is only raison d'etre for existence. The only reason why I would like for it to continue to be alive, to provide YouTube with competition and hopefully therefore the impetus to improve, but it's not even doing that. Just #delete me, Twitch. Do it. Do it. Go to deleteme.com and do it now. You will be doing all of us a huge favor. I hear you can get 20% off on it too. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.